Okay.
Can I get to return? Let's see. Hang on.
Hello?
Okay.
John said it. I'm here. Okay, thanks. See you soon.
Are you on, Bobby?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I killed JAWS, so I should be listenable now because I'm pressing the space bar without JAWS going, but I'm going to let up on the space bar, and I should. If you hear noise from my office, please tell me.
I guess, are we ready to go then? Is that
I see you.
Yeah.
okay? Well, welcome everyone to our, what is it, our fourth installment this year?
I think so.
Monthly meetings, TSB class meetings. Going to go over a lot of stuff tonight. Before I begin, I'd like to maybe do some housekeeping. Of course, Apple's having their event today. That was mentioned. They're going to be bringing out some new products. One of the important things that's coming out this year that I wanted to touch on is the 14.5 update. And the reason I think it's relative to our discussions and us is because it's going to help us take control of some of our some of the data tracking that Facebook and Google likes to do on us. And without going into all of the minutia, it's basically going to give you an opportunity to say no to these guys for tracking you using very exact methods and very certain ways. And when you get that update, make sure you put it on the phone and update to it. Whether you want to participate in the questions that will come after when you open up apps, whether you want to participate in tracking on it, that's really up to you. But I can give you a little insight on how they track you. I look at it as more surveillance instead of data tracking. I know that's a heavy word, but it's a word that you ought to really, really keep in the back of your mind when you think about data tracking from, especially Facebook and to a little bit lesser extent, maybe Google and companies of that nature. So the way they track you is the normal stuff. They know who you are. They know what you tap on, how long you stay on a page, what you're doing. It's all taken into consideration. But the more insidious tracking that they do is what they call cross-app tracking. And the way they do that is, okay, for example, you open up, I don't know, Amazon, a shopping thing, Walmart, Amazon, whatever. And you go in and you search for something like, let's say, toaster ovens. And you get a big list of toaster ovens, okay? Then you say, no, I don't want to buy one. I was just browsing. And you close that app, okay? Later on, 5 minutes later or 15 minutes later, 5 days later, whenever it is, you'll be on Facebook and you'll look at your newsfeed and you'll be seeing all of your posts from your friends. And all of a sudden, you'll see a picture of a toaster oven in the middle of it and some vendor that sells these toaster ovens. That's how they track you. Facebook knows about your search and Amazon based on the detailed tracking that they do. So the whole idea here is that Apple is going to give you, and they're the only ones who have ever done this, it's the first time it's being done, to opt out of that stuff. And Facebook and Google are certainly not happy about that, but that's what's coming down, and that's kind of what I wanted to let you guys know. And the less you give them, the better off you are. So it's really up to you. And I just wanted to let you know what's going on there. That's part of the beginning of this.
Manny, where do you go to opt out of it?
So that's a good question. So when Apple releases the update, your phone should be set up to automatically update to 14.5. The moment that you launch, let's say Facebook, that's going to be an easy one. You're going to get a dialogue from Apple saying, do you want Facebook to track you or something along those lines? And at that moment, you can opt in or out. You'll have to make a choice. If you opt in, everything will be the same as it was between you and Facebook. If you opt out, they're not going to be able to have certainty in their tracking. They're still going to track you a little bit. You can't get away from it all. But they're not going to have certainty in their data. And that's what's got them in an uproar right now. And Google's not liking it either. They're not very happy with Apple. So if you ever have any questions about this in the future, just feel free to give me a call, because I've been looking this stuff. I'm trying to understand what the ramifications are. And you can't go wrong by saying no, but I would never pretend to tell you what to do, because if you like targeted advertising and you don't mind being, I don't know how to say it like this, being surveilled, then
Well, can't they get into your financial information too?
Did he go away?
I don't
I
know,
don't
but
know.
hi,
I must
Gina.
have kidding.
I'm
Hi there,
back.
kiddo.
Hi, Gina.
Yeah, great.
And
Hi,
Nancy's
guys. Sorry I'm
there.
late.
Annie's there.
Manny disappeared.
I couldn't
Yeah, we
I
lost
couldn't get it
Manny.
to work. We gotta have it, 'cause I gotta ask another question.
So how
There's
did
two.
How do
that?
I get the curtain off my phone when I'm on voicemail? Voiceover. Come on, guys. Everybody knows, right?
I don't
Me.
know. I don't know. I'm just seeing a blank screen, and every once in a while I see Manny.
peace.
Oh,
And
he's back. Manny's
Three,
back.
three-finger triple
Okay.
tap. Three-finger triple tap puts the curtain off and on.
Okay, good. That's what I was having trouble with that today, because I had voiceover, and then somehow I managed to get the curtain on. It's like, oh no, I can't see anything.
Right.
So, okay,
That's what you have to do.
three
Yeah.
fingers.
Did I get lost there for a second? Did I go away and come back? I didn't
Yeah,
even.
you went away.
Yeah.
Hello, Manny.
Hi, Barbara. How are you doing?
I am doing good.
I don't know how much I got out, but I was just talking about
I heard it.
data.
I heard it all.
Okay. So the other
Yeah.
What
house,
about the financial? Can they get into the financial information?
most of the stuff that they track on you is they put it into sort of a behavioral profile. And I know that sounds crazy, but they do. It's not just your name, and where you've clicked. They look at your friends. They put every scrap of data together, and they have PhD psychologists looking at this and putting you into boxes. And what they do with that is they can get certainty in their advertising, and they can sell you, because your data is a high margin commodity, even though you don't realize that. And they combine it with many other people, millions of people, and they have a powerful advertising revenue stream coming into their company, Facebook and Google. So it's very important.
If you'll excuse the intrusion, if you're not paying for the data, you are the data.
That's right, John. That's right. You are the product. You are the data. That's absolutely right. And what you have to do is understand, yeah, there's a give and take, and they're allowed to make money. But the question is, how much do you want to be tracked to have the convenience of a Google search or to have a social networking app? And these are just questions that are rhetorical. There's no right answer. It's for the individual themselves. And I just want to put that in there. So when you get 14.5, the update from Apple, make sure you put it on, and you're going to get some questions. And that's what's going on behind the scenes with these questions. And just so you're not scared, don't just bypass them real quick. Read these and make sure that you're checking the proper box if you want to be tracked or not. So that's kind of the whole idea with that. You know, just want to keep
If
you guys
you say
protected.
no, I'm sorry, Manny. If you say
Yes.
no, that you don't want to be on, you don't want them to track you. Does that mean you can't go to the Google app and search items?
No, that doesn't mean that at all. That just means they
Oh.
cannot extract exact data from you, your habits. And especially they
Okay.
can't go across other apps and pull what you did and incorporate it into their data modeling of you. So and it's very
But
important
how
to know that.
I think
Go ahead. Sorry.
How do they know if I go on Amazon? Yeah, why isn't Amazon site secure?
Oh, it
So
is.
they,
It
well,
is.
how do they know? I looked at toaster ovens.
Well, because when you do that, you leave. Amazon uses cookies, and they also Amazon tracks you too in their own way. And these guys use a unique number on your phone, on your device. So on your iPhone, you have a unique number that identifies you uniquely to the world. It doesn't matter if you log into Apple as John or as Sally or Manny. That unique number is what they look at. And access to that unique number is what's going to be thwarted with 14.5. That way, yeah, they may be able to track you a little bit, but they can't track you with certainty, and therefore they can't sell their advertising with certainty. And that is why certainty is where the money is in advertising, by the way, targeted advertising. So that is why they're not happy about that. Apple doesn't require targeted marketing inside their own business, inside their own garden. They don't care what any other entity's doing. That's why you pay premium for the products, and that's why you're in a walled garden. And Apple is one of the services they provide for you is a higher level of security, whether it's apps in the store or whether it's this kind of prevention of data tracking. And it's just something, it's not a real heavy thing like I'm trying to make it sound. I just think that when you do get those prompts, when you update, be sure you read them and be sure you understand, you know, when you opt in or out. It's just going to be a one or the other. It's not going to be a myriad of options. Okay. So I don't know if that makes that clear or not, but it's not here yet. It's coming. It's going to be probably weeks or a month or two. So I'm just prepping you for that eventuality. So any questions on the data issues that I just talked about? Okay, so the other little housekeeping thing that I was doing is Annie had mentioned this, and I was surprised. She talked about LiDAR, and LiDAR is available on iPhone 12 Pros, not the other one, and iPad 2020 Pros, and probably coming on the newer models that are coming out this year. And LiDAR, it's spelled LIDAR, and it stands for light detection and ranging. So it works a whole lot like radar, except it uses pulses of light. And the reason I'm talking about this is because it's going to be a godsend for the blind community, because if you have very good optics, you can recognize what objects are. But the camera is not really good optically at judging the distances from you to the object. LiDAR brings kind of a light-based radar in, and millions of times a second, it sends light pulses out that you can't see, of course, so they're not visible. And they range everything around you. So when you get close to something, your phone will let you know, and you won't run into it. And like Annie said, that is technology they're currently using on driverless vehicles, which is going to be really great. And the guys that make SuperSense already have an app called Super LiDAR. And if you have a phone with the LiDAR sensors on it, which is, like I said, the iPhone 12 Pro models or the iPad 2020 Pro models or newer in that line, you'll have that kind of sensor on your phone, and you'll be able to detect things that are in front of the phone, and it'll tell you when you get close. No.
It was on he was on Eyes on Success last Wednesday.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
I like Eyes on Success. He
Yes.
was Super Sense in January and then doing LiDAR last Wednesday.
Yeah, the app's called Super LiDAR. Yeah, and it's been made by the same people.
No,
The well, and the reason I even brought this up is not because it's coming on the phone. The big excitement for this is it's coming on this thing they're working on called Apple Glasses, and these are lenses that you put on your like regular glasses, and it'll have the LiDAR sensor inside of it, and it can range things around you just wherever your head's pointing. That'll be even a more intuitive way to get around. And
Don't they already have that out?
What's that?
Don't they already have some type of glassware that works like that?
Well, Apple's version
It's,
has not come out. I don't
They're
know.
not. It's not the phone. It's not the telephone. It's for the over your glasses or over your
Right.
head.
Right, Apple's
They're
working
like
on
glasses?
glasses. Right.
Mm.
So as far as I know, they have not announced it yet. They have been working on it. The projection is this year they're going to announce it. Now, like you said, maybe on the Android side, there might be some LiDAR glasses that you can get. I don't know for sure. That's something I have to look into. Yeah. But the Apple offering is.
I said, well, darn, it's going to be forcing me to buy a 12.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to buy it yet. I
Not
would,
yet.
Hey, I'm in a conference call. Can I call you later?
So I would
I'll send this.
probably wait and see if the glasses are gonna do the job. I mean, you can use a phone too. Obviously, it's for your choice. But I think it's an exciting time because a good system will combine good optics for recognizing chairs and desks and things around you, and then this ranging system to give you exact ranging where things are in your space. And this ranging system is going to be a radius of 50 feet around you, 15 meters. So you have plenty of time to not hit something. It's not going to be just right in front of you. It'll give you a long warning before you run into something. So I think it's a very good technology, and I hope they develop it to where we can use it and get around our environment better. So, and that's my take on that.
Would that help in crossing the street? In other words, would it tell you there's a car coming 15 feet away, or?
Yeah, it's just like what's used in cars that are driverless now. It'll be instantly tell you if something's there. It won't be a sluggish thing. It'll tell you right away.
Does that mean we'll catch the muggers?
I don't know about that. That'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably not.
So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about from the very beginning of the meeting, just to keep you guys up on stuff that I'm looking at, and hopefully it'll help us as a community. So any more questions on LiDAR or 14.5 update and data privacy? Can we go on to the next thing? Are we good? All right, we'll go to the next thing. So the first thing on my list is this app called FaceTime. Has anybody ever used FaceTime?
Yes.
Always.
Yes,
Okay.
a lot.
Yeah.
So FaceTime.
Telephone call.
Yeah, FaceTime is a great app. And what it does, it facilitates video calls with you and somebody else, and even up to about 32 people. It works a lot like this whole Zoom meeting software. When someone talks, they come to the front, and then they go back when someone else takes over. It works really well. But the big thing for us is that you can use it with a sighted friend to help you identify things. So let's say you've lost an earring. or you lost, there's something bigger than that. You lost something, a widget, okay, and you can't find it. But you think you dropped it in a certain area of your home. Well, you can take your phone, get on FaceTime with your sighted friend, point it there, and they can say, oh yeah, there it is. It's over by the leg of the table next to the chair. Just, yeah, you look, oh, there it is in your hand. So that's a really handy tool for us. And the only prerequisites for FaceTime is that I think you just need the phone number or the email. The email works better because it's faster throughput. So the video is not as skittish or choppy. So when you call people, use FaceTime using email, that's usually way better than using a phone number. But they both work.
But
And
there's an app.
I'm sorry?
There's an app on the phone,
That's
FaceTime.
correct. That's correct.
Under your phone, people, your people that you've got listed. Well, I'm sorry, I can't think of that word. Your contacts. Under your contacts, I'll say FaceTime under messages, and then at the bottom by the phone number, it'll say FaceTime. If you want to press that, and then it'll connect if the other party has an iPhone. It won't go to.
That's very important.
Yeah.
Now, if you wanted to talk to somebody who does not have an iPhone, then you'd have to go to another app like Google Duo. And Duo will run on the iOS platform. It also runs on the Android platform, and it gives you the video calling capability. But for iOS or iPad, iPhone, iPod users, FaceTime is a really good, really well-developed application. And you can launch it by saying, you call up Siri and say, FaceTime Patty or FaceTime Nanny. And it'll actually place a FaceTime call to them without you having to touch the screen. So it's a really well-integrated, nice application. So that's, does everybody know that where it's at on their phone? I can show you, or I can have it, you can listen to my phone when I bring it up. So let me just bring it up. Let's see here.
712, your passcode is required 13579.
All right. So let me go here. So I'm gonna do it the way I said. I'm gonna tell Siri to open it. So, hey Siri, open FaceTime. Now I'm just opening the app. If I wanted to leave the meeting and place a call with somebody, I would actually have told Siri to FaceTime somebody in my contacts. And then they would have placed a call and we would be on video call. So it's not hard to use. There's not a lot of explanation in this app because it just works. And when you're ready to hang up, there's a big hang up button, or you can use the 2-finger tap twice on the screen, and that will end the call. So it's real easy to use. All right. So that's what I have for FaceTime. Let me go to the next thing. Let's see here. Okay, so we also talked about making phone calls easier. And a big way to do that is to put in pauses into the phone number, like commas. So let's say you're calling the TSB line this morning, and you got that big phone number, that 10-digit phone number, and then you have to put in another code, a 969009 code of something like that with a pound sign. Well, you don't need to do that. In your contacts, you can create a thing called, I don't know, TSB conference line. You can type in that number into the contact card, the phone, and then put about 2 or 3 commas after the last digit of the phone number, and then put in that code that you have to put in, the 969009 pound. And when you dial that number, it's going to dial the number for you, and then it's going to wait 2 seconds per comma, and then it's going to insert that code for you automatically. And all you have to do is just start talking when you're in the meeting. That's a real easy way to have to not put in those digits on a call. And I know that's hard sometimes. So and
Manny,
you do that when, yeah.
it's Barbara. I use that for Sunvan Ride and Sunvan Dispatch.
That's right. That's right. And it really works well because if you've ever called Sunvan, you get this whole spiel about wearing masks and all this good stuff. You have to wait for it to finish. And then and if you want to book a ride, you have to, or if you want English, you got to press 1, right? And then you have to press 1 if you want to book a ride, and then 2 if you want to modify a ride. So you can put all that into the phone number, so it does it automatically. Like in Barbara's case, we created a Sunvan book a ride kind of concept, and it's got the phone number, it's got the 1 for English, it's got the 1, so you can create a ride. And then the second one is the dispatch number, which is the same as the other one, except at the end we have a 2 instead of a 1. And Barbara does not have to type any characters once she tells Siri to call Sunvan. She calls it, and then she's talking to a representative over there without having to interface with the phone at all. It's a real handy thing to have. So is there any questions about how to use the
Manny, you
commas?
gonna show them where the comments are?
Oh, yeah, sure. All right, so what I'm going to do, let me get into my phone here real quick. Okay, hey Siri. Open contacts. So let's say I wanna just create a new contact, and I'm gonna increase the volume here so you guys can hear it.
Are you gonna put the TSB one in?
You know, yeah, help me do that. I'm gonna just create I'm gonna do a TSB one for you guys since we are TSB. Let me do that. So what I would do is I would create a brand new contact. So
Dictate button.
if I can find one right here.
Groups. Add button.
Add button, upper right. Okay.
Assembly. First.
I'm just gonna throw the name in the first name field just to make it quick. So I'm gonna dictate that in. TSB conference number.
Inserted TSB conference number.
Okay, so all we have to do is go down.
Clear text. Last Nick company. Add phone button.
Add phone.
Text field. Assembly. Phone.
So Barbara, can you give me that number just for fun here?
Yeah,
Do you know it?
yeah. So it's,
So give,
do you have to put the 1 in front of it for the cell phone?
no, just the rest of it.
Okay,
Just the
so
10
it's,
digits.
605
6 0
Okay,
468
4 6 8
8020.
8 0 2 0.
okay. So this is all what we're used to. I got the phone number in. Now I can say, well, how do I get those commas in? So the way you do that is there is a button over here somewhere. Let me see.
Shift.
A shift
Bottom
button.
left.
Yeah, shift button next to the O.
Shift.
And then there's a comma button above that. So if I remember the TSB line, it says welcome. So let's put about 2 commas in, and then we'll put that.
Well, you're gonna
code
need
in.
a few more.
How many think we need? About 3, 4?
Yeah, I always
Okay.
do 4 at least.
All right, I'm going to insert 4 commas. Okay, so the way you do it is you make sure you're on this shift button and you shift it over from numbers. And there's a comma button right above it.
Comma.
Okay, so we put a comma in there.
Shift. Comma.
2,
Shift.
3.
Shift. Comma.
Now I put 4 commas. Now you put in the code that you would type in, which is 969-009#. So I'm gonna
Correct.
do that. So I'm gonna go,
9 6 9 0 0 9.
I'm gonna go to shift again. Find that pound,
Pound.
and we
All right,
store
and
that
then,
number.
and then put a couple of more commas in for the one. Because it
Oh, is
says
there a
you
one?
picked the right number.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right, you're right. Okay, we'll do that. There's a couple more commas in. Shift, comma,
Comma. Shift.
shift, comma,
Comma.
and then we put a 1.
One.
So what we're doing is we're preloading all of the answers to the prompts that you're gonna get, and we should go right in. Now, all I gotta do now is save it, and then I can try to dial it, and we can see what happens. It may work, it may not work, but you'll see where the pauses work. Okay, so I'm gonna do that now.
Done.
Done.
Contacts. Back button.
What was that?
You may want to start putting in your prefix numbers too. That way you won't have to go back. You have to go back and do them all anyways if you don't have the prefix numbers on them.
Are you talking area codes?
Yeah, she's talking about
Yeah,
area.
the area codes. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, you should always have area codes because you never know where you're going to be calling from. And I believe Barbara released something about certain local companies are going to start requiring those 10-digit numbers anyway. So I think that's
Yeah, by next fall, everybody in our 520 will have to dial 520 before they dial in a local number.
all right. So I'm going to place a call to this TSB conference guy that I just created, and let's hear what happens. I'll turn the volume up. and keep it.
Mobile. Call. Button. TSB conference number. Welcome and thank you for choosing
That's it.
freeconferencecall.com. You're helping people around the world communicate for free. Please enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign. You entered 9. You are the only participant in the conference.
You got it.
Hey, everybody. It's just me again. All right, bye. Okay.
Way to go.
So you saw how easy that was. You know, if you're struggling now to type in that 969 and wait and, you know, do that. And what I'll do in the notes, I'll put the number with all the commas in it so you can see how it looks or you can hear it with JAWS or whatever you're using for the notes. And you can see how many commas, but each comma represents a 2-second pause. Yeah.
Can you also do that for the Sunvan bus phone number, please?
Absolutely. I think it'll make life a little easier for you folks.
Yeah, it will, but I'm just a little confused on how to do the one or the two. So
The one or
that'd
the
be
two.
great. You know, when you go in for the schedule versus the.
Yeah. I'll do a
Gina,
quick tangent.
you have two of them. So one is Sunband Ride and one is Sunband Dispatch. So,
Oh, so you've got two different numbers?
correct.
No, it's the
Right.
same
Okay, I got it
number.
then.
It's
It's
the
two
same
different
number,
Same
but you
number.
do a 1 or a 2.
Right.
Okay, I've got it. I got it.
So
Thank
it's
you.
two contacts, yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Now,
That'll
that
be
saved
easy.
me
Okay,
so
thank
much
you.
time doing it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, it
So
would.
much.
I love it. Okay.
So
Yeah,
I
I've
will
got the
definitely,
TSB conference.
I will definitely
Barbara put
publish
that
those
in for me.
numbers for you. I'll publish the
Okay.
one for TSB and the 2 for Sunvan, one for when you're booking a ride, and then the second one for when you want to modify a ride or delete it or whatever. So
Mhm.
Yeah, we just call it Sunband Ride and Sunband Dispatch.
that's right.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions on that stuff? All right. Well, I'm going to move on. Okay. So, has anybody ever established any emergency contacts in their contacts list, or even know
I
what
have.
they're used for? Okay, great. And
I have, yeah.
so that's good. So, emergency contacts are very important because, you know, if you're in a situation where you need to call emergency services, the emergency contacts in your list will automatically be notified and they'll be given your location. So that way family can come quickly, or whoever's on your emergency contacts. And the way you do that is you go into your contacts. So let's go into one of mine. Let's see here. Let's say, maybe we'll make this TSB conference number my emergency contact, which is completely ridiculous, but the concept is the same. So here we go. So in the list of contacts, when you go to contacts, the front door of the screen, you're going to have a list of all your contacts, A, B, C, whatever. Okay. When you choose the TSB conference one, or whichever contact you want to make emergency, you have to tap twice with one finger to open that contact up. So I've got the TSB one open, and we're going to find out where you can do that. Okay, so let me go down here.
Okay. Note, send, share, add to emergency contacts.
So you're not in the editing screen. You're looking at their contact card. And one of the options in this screen is to add to emergency contacts. And all it does, it just flips a little flag on it, says, oh, this is an emergency contact. And you can have as many or as few as you want. And that emergency contacts, like I said, will be automatically notified if you call emergency services on this phone. So that's the way that works. Any questions on that one? Okay, so let's go. Now, kind of on the same line, you can mark favorite contacts. And favorites are like a group of contacts that you love or that you want to have handy if you're a visual person, if you're not using Siri to dial or whatever. Or even more important, if you throw your phone on Do Not Disturb, you can tell the phone, say, I don't want anybody disturbing me except for the people on my favorites list. So that's kind of nice. So if you don't want people to call you, you get a bunch of calls, but you want your mom to call you if she needs to call you, she can come through. Everybody else will get rejected. If not rejected, but you won't be able to hear it if you have Do Not Disturb on. And if you put people in your favorites and then you go to your settings and you make sure that on Do Not Disturb that calls that can come through from your favorites, then you have that nice filtering mechanism going on. And it's a real handy thing to do. And just like marking your contacts as emergency, there's an option right after it or right before it, one of the two, where you can mark it as a favorite. And it's just a flag. It does nothing visually or doesn't bounce or do anything. And they will appear under your favorites tab in the phone app. So yeah, that's the way that works. So any questions on emergency contact or favorites? All right.
Maddie, I have a question. It's Lupita.
Hi, Lupita.
Hi, where in settings would I go to make it where the favorite, I mean, sorry, I know the favorites, but where the phone call will come through when on Do Not Disturb?
No, okay, let's take a look at that. I believe it's under settings and Do Not Disturb, but let me verify that. Let's see here.
Contacts. Heading not found.
All right, so I'm gonna go to settings.
Settings.
And I think it's under Do Not Disturb.
Airplane mode. Wi-Fi. Bluetooth. Cellular. Personal app. Notification. Sounds and Do Not Disturb.
The Do Not Disturb is right in the front door settings. You go there.
Do Not Disturb.
There's a lot of options, but the one we're looking for is
Do Not Disturb. Schedule. Silence. Always. Selected. What? Incoming calls and phone. Allow calls from.
allow calls from favorites right there. And you can change that if you go into that.
Allow calls from everyone.
So currently, I have it set up so whoever's on my favorites can ring through to my phone, even though I have it on Do Not Disturb. But you can change that to,
Everyone.
well, nullifying do not disturb, which is kind of crazy. Okay, we can do that. Nobody at all.
Selected.
And favorites. So favorites is kind of a special group of contacts that you can maintain on the phone. That's really nice for this purpose. So good question.
I have my phone set up where it doesn't ring during the night, certain hours, but it will ring through on the favorites.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you do. Typically, what a lot of people do is they'll put their phone on do not disturb at night, and then people that you may think you'll get a serious emergency call from, or when you need to get, you'll stick them on favorites, and they'll ring through. Yeah. That's kind of a nice feature. I've always liked that feature. Okay. Next.
Manny,
Go ahead.
you want to mention that you can ask Siri to set do not disturb anytime?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Very good, Barbara. Barbara's one of my best students. And yes, you can use Siri to turn on do not disturb and turn it off. So you don't have to go fumbling for it, So that's, you would just say, Siri, turn on do not disturb, or turn off do not disturb. Real simple. And she'll flip it back and forth, wherever you like it. And now remember, turning on do not disturb, it's weird because it's do not disturb. It's like a negative and a positive together. But when you turn on do not disturb, you're not going to be disturbed. When you turn off do not disturb, it's going to be back to normal. And just things will ring through and make noise like crazy. So. Now, the thing that will nullify that is if you turn on do not disturb, and then you decide to mute the phone with that little lever switch above the volume buttons,
Manny?
want to mute, then you will not get any calls in, even if they're on the favorites, just so you know that. I don't know if that made any sense.
You
All
asked
right.
me.
What's that?
I said I couldn't hear what you were saying.
No, I was saying, if you decide to turn on do not disturb, and you have this whole favorites thing set up where they can ring through, if you decide to also put your phone on mute, mute will take precedence, and it will not let anything through whatsoever. So the mute button, the mute button on the side is like when you go to church or you go to movies and you don't want your phone blaring out. You should put your phone on mute, and that'll keep it silent. You'll still feel haptic feedback like vibrations and stuff. Excuse me. But it's not going to ring or make a bunch of noise or this and that. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh, all right. So the next thing that I have going on here is the lift. We went over Uber last time. So let me do that. So Lyft is basically Uber's competition. Do we have any Lyft users here tonight? Is anyone using Lyft yet?
Yes, I have.
Oh, okay. So what I like to do is I like to have both apps on the phone, and call me crazy, but I like to comparison shop. So what I do is I have to go to somewhere. I'll plug it into both apps and see which one's cheaper. And of course, with these times, who's going to be available? Because sometimes you have no drivers. So that's kind of a bad situation. But with two, you're more than likely to get through and get the cheaper rate with the same kind of ride. There's no difference in who picks you up. It's not like Uber cars are better than Lyft cars or vice versa. So a smart shopper would want to comparison shop and get the best one. So I find that Uber is more reliable with their supply of drivers. And I get a mixed bag whether one is cheaper than the other. It just depends on what time of day, and I have no idea how they price this stuff during the day. Like 6 o'clock is different than 5 o'clock, and that kind of stuff. So what I wanted to show you tonight was maybe how to book a ride on Lyft. So what I'll do is I'll open the app. Excuse me. Hey Siri. Open Lyft.
Voiceover on. Messages. One unread message. Button.
Okay.
Banner. Mask up to move forward. Wearing a face covering is required. Text field. Top of screen. Weather. Widget.
Okay.
Learn more. Messages. Page 2 of 3. FaceTime. Page 3 of 3. Productivity folder.
So someone's leaking
Six
through on
apps.
the meeting, just so you know.
Lyft.
Well, the first thing you get, the first piece of information you give to Lyft is where you're going. So let's see if we can get there. Now, recently I've been experiencing a lot of pop-ups from these apps saying, be sure you're wearing a mask, be sure you're breathing, be sure you're human or whatever it is. And you have to like answer yes or no on all this.
Be sure you're 18 and over.
18 and over, you get the point. It has to keep asking us over and over like we didn't get it the last time. But anyway, we might experience some of that, and I'll stop and show you that as we move forward. So I just opened up the Lyft app. So I don't know what's in front of me. I really can't see it. So I'm going to explore by touch. I'm going to do maybe some swipes left to right or just to see what's going on the screen. So I'm going to do that now.
Where to? Mask up to move forward. Where to? Button.
Okay.
Voiceover off.
Luckily,
Tap to set destination and get away.
luckily I found the button I need, where to, okay? What's cool about Lyft is they store some of your most recent rides right under that. So you don't have to hit the button and do a search. You might just want to go to something underneath. So let me do that. I'm going to go left to right swipe to the list below it under the button.
Home, 88N Rayburn PL, Tucson,
So
85,007.
there's one there. I'm gonna want to go there. Okay, so I'm gonna double tap on that entry. Okay, you could also tap on the button, where to button, and you could dictate something there like Walmart or Home Depot, or you know the exact address. You could do an address, street address, But I'm gonna choose one of the ones that I recently have been to. This one here.
Home, 80.
So I double tap it.
Mode selection screen.
Okay, now the second piece of information. So we've told it where we want to go. Now we want to figure out what mode do we want. And just like Uber, you have the 3-passenger vehicle, you have the luxury, you have blah, blah, blah. Typically, you want to go to the cheap one, unless you got a big group, then you get the bigger vehicle that can take 6 people or whatever it is. But by default, the app, just like Uber, will select the inexpensive guy, I think. But let's find out. Well, I'm gonna explore the screen with my fingers. So here we go.
Recommended. Cutting. Wait and save. You will need to wait 0 to 25 minutes. $6.87. Pickup.
So Lyft has a wait and save option, and that gives them a little more breathing room to get you a driver easily instead of right now on demand. So they give you a little price break on that. They give you like 50 cents. It's not much. It's not really a big savings, but it's something. And it's cumulative. If you do a lot of rides over the year, you could save a good amount of money. But the second guy is the standard ride, the standard mode that you want to ride, and that's automatically selected. So let's go to that one.
Selected. Lyft, $7.80. Pickup at 7:52 p.m. Arrive at 7:59 p.m. 3 seats. Button.
All right.
Double tap to select.
So I'm gonna press on it again so you can hear the very beginning, not all the details, but listen to the very beginning.
Selected.
Selected. That's important because that tells you that one is the one that's currently selected. Now, you can get down to the button and say that's the one I want by just doing a left to right swipe. I'm going to do that.
Hello,
And you can hear other ones. at the
Manny.
bottom.
Lyft XL. 11. Selected.
Yes.
Lyft. $7.
Okay, I couldn't hear anything. Could you,
Oh, I'm sorry.
you-
Did I blink out or something?
On my phone you did. I don't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
I couldn't hear anything.
I'm just going through the mode selection screen on Lyft. If I'm talking too fast, let me
Okay.
know because I tend to do that. I'm trying to pack a lot of information in. So what I'm doing is I've selected the 3-seat vehicle. It's about $7. And now I'm going to go down to the button where I have to say, I want to confirm that mode, that vehicle. So I'm moving down the screen now. Let me do that.
Lyft XL, $11.80 luxury. Heading, logs, $19. Set reminder to request a ride. Payment method. Schedule right in advance. Select Lyft. Very few drivers available.
So the button, and that's key, when VoiceOver says select Lyft, very few drivers available. And the most important part of that is button, because that's the button you're looking for. It's not a heading, it's not something else. It's what we need to press to select that one. So I'm going to do that.
Select Lyft. Very few alert.
So
Are
now
you
we
sure?
now we get this alert, probably one of many, okay? When you get an alert, and it'll say it, just do a left to right swipe until you get to the button you need. So I'm going to do that now.
There are very few drivers available right now, so you may not get a ride. Confirm. Button. Cancel.
So I can cancel right now because I don't want to wait. I don't know. Or I'm just going to go ahead and say, I'm going to go and get the ride anyway. I'm going to book it anyway.
Confirm. Button.
So I'm going to do that.
Alert.
Now
Want to
we
ride? Wear a mask.
got this other alert that says alert. Okay. So we got to go through its little hoops because for some reason it thinks it needs to ask me every time to wear a mask. So
Your driver can cancel the ride if you don't wear it. Continue. Button.
I guess I can continue there.
Your new price is $7.80. The price has been updated. This is the most current.
All right, so my price changed in the time that I was explaining all of this. That's how crazy their rate structures are. They change over time. So I have no idea why. So I've given it 2 out of 3 pieces of information. I told it where I was going, and I told it the kind of vehicle I wanted, and I answered all its dumb questions. So now we're going to go and make sure it knows where I'm at to pick me up. And that's what this screen is. That's screen number 3. So here we go. I'm going to do left to right swipe.
Your new price is $7. Location. 8,219 Yarborough Point.
So location means this is where they're picking you up. Okay. That happens to be my correct location. So if that is my correct location, I leave it. If it's not, I can go change it by double tapping or tap with 1 finger twice on it. And then I can change the location. Because sometimes it gets it wrong when you're inside, or the GPS isn't 100%. But normally it's 90-something% accurate. So what you're going to do is you're going to go down to the button where you're going to confirm the ride. Now I'm not going to do that just like last time because I don't want this guy to show up during the meeting here. So I'm going to keep going.
Add note for driver. Button.
Manny,
Right. This isn't, huh? Go
Manny,
ahead.
how
Yeah,
many how many ride cars do they have? Uber
You know
has 8. I don't know if that's because I'm in the rewards clubs with them, or if it's just, I don't know how many Lyft has.
Are you
I haven't
talking?
used Lyft for a while.
Are you talking the type of cars? Or are you talking like inventory at any point in time, like how many drivers they have out there? I think you're talking types.
No,
Right?
I'm talking, the types of cars. Like they start off with the Uber X, and then they go to the XL and military, and then they start with they have about 3 or 4 more. They've got a Spanish one for 4, and then it's got a assist, a car or a truck for assist if you need to, for more people that need it.
Right. I've heard of big
And
vehicles and comfortable vehicles. I've heard of green vehicles.
and what I think's weird is that they're cheaper than the ones that they've got listed in the first place.
And that's where you do your smart shopping. Like let's say, for example, that I'm booking this ride and my ride is $7.50 on the 3-passenger normal vehicle. But if I keep going down past the Excel and past the luxury, blah, 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 and you get down to something else, like maybe it's a green vehicle and it's cheaper, well, by all means, get the green vehicle because you want to save some money. That's why that mode selection screen comes up, so you can make a good choice. And you know, and you can practice your swiping, your gestures, and that would work just fine, you know. So
Yeah, the Uber Green for 3 people is $8.69.
Yep.
And the Comfort for 3 people is $10.
that's right. So I mean, if you don't mind being in a green vehicle, maybe a smaller vehicle, you know, whatever. Yeah, pick that. It'll save you. You can just leave that money for the tip or for yourself.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
Also, Manny, what we found out, if you pick a car that's a little more expensive, we found one that was $1 more, the driver came right away. So
Yeah.
sometimes it matters on which car you pick.
That's right, Barbara. That's a very good point. And in these days of shortages, and I don't know why this is happening, that's a mystery to me. You might want to step up, pay a few more dollars and get your car right away. You know, it's better than not getting it or waiting for an hour, you know. So yeah, there's a lot of things at play, but you're in control and your phone helps you get there. That's for sure. So the final part of this, well, before I end that, let me, there was something that Barbara wanted me to talk to you guys about here. Let me see.
Add note for driver.
So add note for driver. That's a really cool feature, and it's only on Lyft. Okay, you could say blind person with cane. You could whatever it is that helps the driver identify you, especially if it's in a busy area like a Walmart or something. I'm going to go over how you can put in this information very easily. I'll reference back to this Lyft ride note to driver when I get there. But there's something coming up that I want to talk about called text expansion, text replacement, and we're going to go over that. And this is a great place to use that. But here you would put a note in for the driver, something short and sweet, something that says that helps the driver find you. Okay, and that makes the process a little easier. There are some canned ones in there, but there's also one, a free form one you pick, and then you can specify what you want from the driver. So you can say I have a dog, or you could say cane and dog and cane, you know, whatever it is. So once you do that, then you find that final button at the bottom.
I'm okay with a short walk to save time. Off.
I don't know what that's about.
Confirm and request.
Confirm and request is you're telling Lyft I want a ride, and you can always, after you do this, you can go to ride and you can cancel the ride. I don't want to take a chance of booking the ride and then he picks it up right away, but you do have a big button on the next screen once you book the ride where you can cancel the ride, just like that. And like Uber, if they haven't already started to go en route to you, you probably won't be charged. But once they take time and start coming to see you, there's going to be some kind of charge. I don't know exactly. It won't be a lot, but it won't be nothing. But yeah, that's kind of the caveats of using it. So any questions on Lyft? Did I cover it okay?
Yeah, you did a good job.
Okay.
App switcher. Lyft. App switcher.
All right, we're closing Lyft and moving on.
Settings.
Well, you didn't do the text replacement.
That's going to be coming up. Yeah, I've got that on my thing to do here. Okay. So, and guess what's next? Text replacement.
Okay.
So has anybody besides Barbara and maybe Patty in the group know what text replacement is? Good. Okay, we're gonna learn together. Okay.
Settings.
So text replacement is a really cool feature on the iPhone, and the way and what it does, it allows you to specify a few characters like let's talk about email. So how many times have you had to type in your email into something on your phone? Like too many, right? And it's got something
Like I missed it.
Yeah.
You keep
So
you keep fading out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm working with a kind of a different setup. I was hoping that I wouldn't have any problems, but let's see. Let me make
I
sure
guess I'm
that
the only one that's having a problem.
Can everybody else hear me
but I
okay?
didn't hear what. Yeah,
Yes, I'm
you're clear.
hearing.
You're clear.
Okay, okay. 'Cause I don't want you guys to
Yeah,
miss
you're-
anything.
You're clear, but then all of a sudden you'll fade out and I can't hear what you're saying.
All right, I'll try to keep my voice pointed at the microphone instead of moving around like a banshee over here.
Okay, thank you. So, Kim,
Um,
please, what is text replacement?
Text replacement is going to be one of your best friends because I hate, and Barbara hates, and Patty hates, from what I know, putting in our email addresses every time I want to do something. Like I want to sign on something or do something. I absolutely hate doing that. So text replacement allows you to say, instead of typing my whole email address out, I can represent that in maybe 2 or 3 characters. I could say EML space. And then when I do that, the phone will stick my whole email address into whatever I type that into. And I won't have to ever type in my email address ever again. And you can do that with Lyft. Let's say they want a note for a driver and you got a canned note that you've stored in this text replacement thing. You could say, you could call it something like, LYFT note or something, 2 or 3 characters, I don't know. And you can put in a note.
On mine, we only did 2.
What do we call it, Barbara? I'm sorry.
Well, we called it Uber. We called it UB. And
Okay,
then
UB,
that's
perfect,
all I
okay.
have to type, and the whole message comes up.
Yeah.
And for my my email address, all I have to type is BJ, and the whole thing comes up.
Thank you, Barbara. So what we did on Barbara's is she wants to put in a note for a driver. So we specified UB, and whenever we type UB and then a space, it's going to put in all the text that we wrote and say, I'm blind and I don't care and my dog isn't home or something. You know, you type UB space and it'll put all that text in there automatically.
Right. So I am legally blind. Look for me with my white cane. Wait, please look for me with my white cane.
That's right. So it's a real handy thing when I love it for emails, but again, Barbara wanted it for Uber or Lyft, and it's a wonderful thing to have where not to type the same thing over and over and over again.
Right.
So
and then I was thinking, Manny, we should do it for password too, especially when we have a favorite password like on Hadley. They keep asking you for it again.
Yeah, you could do it that way because it's on your phone. It's just yours. It's no big deal. All right. Well, let me do an example entry, and let me do that now. So to do this, I think it's let me just hang on. I got
Tuesday, April 20th.
Let me get over there. So the text replacement is under settings, general, and then keyboard. So we're gonna go to settings. So I'll open settings.
But all you do is just go to search and double tap it, and it came right up.
Oh, you mean yeah. You could also search for it in
settings.
Yeah, in settings. You could just say text replacement and it'll come right up. Yes.
Yeah, you don't even have to see it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get over there.
Journal button, about button, iPhone storage button. Rows 8 to 17 is 17. VPN, not dictionary, button, keyboard, button, keyboards.
Okay.
Button.
So in the keyboard settings menu, so you can search for it and get there, or you can go settings, general, keyboard. In the keyboard settings, it's going to be down here. It's called text replacement.
Text replacement.
Text
button.
replacement button. Go into there.
Section index, adjustable.
And all you have to do is go to it's a real simple screen. You go to the upper right. I'm going to use my finger to find the button.
and add button.
Add button.
Add phrase. Text field is editing. Insertion pointed start.
So, oops. I'm getting too crazy tapping this thing.
P.
All right, we're back. So the first thing it's going to ask is for the long phrase that you want to replace, okay? So I'm going to put in something that I can't mistake. We'll put in to be or not to be, comma. That is the question mark.
Inserted to be or not to be. That is the question.
And then what I'll do for the shortcut, whenever I need to have that stuff expanded, that text replaced, I go to the shortcut.
Shortcut. Optional. Text field.
And what I'm going to do is
Double tap to edit. Insertion point at end.
I'll just put in TB together. So I'll put in T
T.
and then a B,
B.
and then we will save it on top here.
Save. Button. Save. Keyboard.
So what's really
Back
cool
button.
is if you're messaging somebody and you want to sound like you know Shakespeare, okay, we can go over here.
Messages.
And I'm gonna text somebody named Chica.
Conversations. Messages. Your
All right, so I'm gonna
message.
type in TB.
Text field. Double tap to edit. Message.
So I'm gonna type in TB, and it's gonna give me to be or not to be. So I'm gonna go TB
Cap T. B.
in the space.
Space.
And then if I put my finger on what just got inserted,
Message. Text field. Is that to be or not to be? That is the question.
Yay.
and all I typed in there was TB. And you can do that for passwords, emails, whatever it is that you've typed more than once in your life and you never want to type again. You can put them in there. I
But
got
that
one
will
for
do it anywhere in the phone?
anywhere where text is accepted. It could be on a Google search, it could be in Facebook, wherever text is needed. And I'm sure you can do it with numbers too, phone numbers and things too. You can just put the phone number in there. You could, but it makes life a lot easier, especially
Yeah.
with email addresses. Emails are just like a, ugh, you know.
No, but especially for the Lyft app, that is
Lyft app.
perfect.
So that's kind of a real handy one. And when I publish the notes, I'll do this example again. And the notes will have that example and to be or not to be, or we can do an email or whatever it is you want. So any questions on text replacement? All right.
Who's
So,
whining?
so
Who's
there are
crying?
some,
Yeah.
there are some settings for Safari I wanted to go over. Safari is your web browser. If you remember, we had a class on that a few months back. And some of the really cool settings is autofill, auto closing of tabs, clearing history and website data. So what I'm going to do
Screen dimmed.
is we're going to go into the settings for Safari. And we won't go over all of them. There's a bunch of them. I'll just hit about 3. And then I think you guys should really think about exploring for yourself a little bit and then figure out what they are. And if you have any questions, you can call me or email me, and I'll be happy to explain anything that's kind of cloudy there.
Try again. Button.
Is that Gracie?
Messages. Message.
Gracie.
I can tell you folks, that's not me.
I think the dog's very excited.
So I'm going to open up the settings for Safari. So I'm going to go to settings.
Settings. Journal.
That's cute.
Settings. Back button. Settings.
All right, so I'm in the front door settings, and I'm just going to go down to Safari. So it's a few screens down. So I'm going to use a 3-finger swipe up to scroll the screens down.
Personal hotspot. Rows 12 to 20. Rows 21 to 31 of 90.
So I'm on Safari. We go in there.
Search. Heading.
So the first thing we can talk about is autofill. So what does autofill do? When it can detect things, it'll actually allow you to autofill passwords and things of that nature. Let me get to the screen so you can hear what it says. Hear it from the horse's mouth. Here, let me see.
Search engine. Search engine suggestion. Safari suggestion. Quick websites. Preload topic. Welcome. Price general. Autofill. Button.
Autofill. So here we go.
Automatically fill out web forms using your contact or credit card info.
So if you turn that on, it'll start helping you store, like when you fill out your first form on the web, and it'll recognize, oh, that's a first name field, that's a last name field, and it'll try to store some stuff away where it can autofill it later. It can grab it and when you get to a field that says first name, a suggestion box will come up, and then you can then choose that autofill suggestion. So it's really good at that, and it does that with all kinds of information.
Oh, yeah, I'm on the Zoom call with Manny.
Use contact info.
That's all right, talk to you tomorrow.
Manny Seller.
But I liked him, I liked him.
Save credit card.
So you can do it with credit cards. I don't do it with credit cards, but that's just me. I don't want to put too much financial information on my phone, and I'm just old school, I guess. I've got students, other people that I've met that pay for stuff with their phone just by putting their phone on the credit card. But I'm old school, so I got to pull the card out. So if we want to go over credit cards, I could, but I'd probably have to get another phone because I don't want to. It's really a hairy thing to teach when you've got your own credit card. So, but that's what autofill does. Autofill helps you out by suggesting data for these forms that are online, first name, last name, address, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's how that works.
Safari. Back. Safari. Autofill.
Now, auto closing of tabs, that's another big one, because when you open up websites, depending on how the website is designed, it can open it up in the page you're looking at now, or it can open up in another tab. A lot of these websites like to open up tabs, and that's great. So you can get to something quickly, but it also slows things down because each tab takes a chunk of resources to keep maintained. So you want to set up your auto closing of tabs, because they're going to open up and you're not going to be able to see them until you switch to it. So you can have 10, 20 tabs open, but you're looking at the one thing that you're looking at right now. And your Safari browser will slow down the more it has to do. So the auto closing of tabs, I think it's once, it'll close them all in a day or a week or a month. I think that's the intervals. And what I mean by that is if there are any open tabs on Safari, after the interval of time you select, it'll automatically close them down and recover those resources for what you're doing. Because it does, so that's why we have this option, by the way, just to preserve resources on the phone.
Girl. Nothing. Knowing what they're talking about, I can't hear.
Block pop-ups, downloads, tabs, show tab block, show icons and open links, in close tabs, manually.
No, I'm here.
So the options for auto close of tabs is called close tabs.
Close tabs. Selected. Manually.
You have manually, which means you've got to do it. You got to call up all the tabs and you got to swipe them closed one by one. Or you can do
After one day.
Where'd they go?
Manny,
Manny,
well, we're here. Annie's here.
well, we're all here.
I'm here.
We just lost Manny again.
I'm here. Yep.
He'll probably come back.
So we got Lupita, are you still there?
Yes,
I just
I'm
went
here.
to,
You're still there. Yeah, it says
I'm still
Manny
here.
has left the
He's-
meeting.
No, he's trying to connect again. Something happened.
So
How many
Patty,
are,
who else is on the line?
that's what I wanted to know. Annie?
Let's
Tom and
do a
Bobby.
roll-
Oh, Tom and Bobby are
Tom and-
on.
Gina,
How
I
many
heard, and Barbara?
There's
Sorry, but-
Manny.
Lisa.
I'm having
There's
issues.
Nancy.
There he
Nancy?
is.
I'm sorry, I'm having some kind of issues. I put a new setup here and it's not working 100%, so I apologize. I will be back to the old setup next time for sure, so
We're all like, Manny left again.
just running away from everybody here. So I was on closing tabs, and basically it's an option in settings, and you can manually close, do it after a day, after a week, after a month. And you just do that, and they'll automatically be clean for you. So let me go to the next thing here. Oh, clear history and website data. That is a real good thing.
Allow Safari to automatically close tab, clear history and website data button.
So that's just, it does exactly what it says. When you say clear history and website data, it is going to remove all of the current stuff that it's storing for you, temporary data, this and that. It's not going to touch your favorites. It's not going to touch your bookmarks, but it tries to clean everything up so there's nothing stored on your iPhone relative to Safari browsing. That it's like if you're opening it up for the first time again and you get those icons on your favorites bar or whatever. So those
But
are
Manny?
Yeah.
Manny, doesn't that mean that you may have to re-enter some? Like, I often look at the Arizona state health data, and I cleared out stuff and it wasn't there. I didn't have it on favorites. It would just be in Safari as one of the ones I looked at. So I had to re-enter it.
That is correct. And you don't have to clear history website data. It's just something that gives you a little performance boost. But for websites, and just a recommendation, you don't have to. I would definitely bookmark things that you want to return to.
Yeah.
Like
I
having.
learned now.
Yeah. So it's a good observation. But I think the gains you get from keeping your cache on your phone clean with all of these downloaded pictures, images, blah, 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 might far outweigh the inconvenience of typing an address in again one more time before you bookmark it. I don't know, that's really up to you, but it's a good observation. So.
Does this remove cookies?
I believe so, yes. So cookies would have to be reestablished. So when it says clear history and data, cookies are website data. So yes.
Okay.
So it's 6 of this, half a dozen of another. In some cases, it'll work great for you. In some other cases, oh, I lost the cookie that had this information that I really liked. That could happen too. So if you don't need to do it, then don't do it. It's just there if you want to. If you're thinking that your phone is going slow, you might want to, clean up the cache once in a while. All right, so let me get to the next item on my list. I got a couple of good items left, by the way. So let me just go over there and see what's on my outline real quick. Alt tab over. Okay. Oh yeah, Find My. That's a great one. Has anybody ever used Find My with their iPhone or iPad? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So what Find My does, it's an app that comes on all of your iOS devices, and it allows you to find either your other devices. Let's say you have an iPhone.
You left again.
Manny.
Again.
Yes, he was bending
You
over
left
and
again.
sort of froze. Yeah.
You left
Shirley-
again. Yeah.
Is Shirley Jackson on the phone?
No. No.
I don't
I had to get out of
I don't think
Zoom
so.
because it wasn't strong enough for both of us. You're not there yet. He's trying to find himself.
Oh, it says Manny has left the meeting again.
He left the building.
Did he?
Oh,
I
well,
know.
he'll probably call you to get back with us.
Hey Barb and everybody, I am like so impressed with everybody. You guys started like very, very basic, and you guys I'm amazed.
Yay!
Oh, thank you.
I didn't
We
I
pay
didn't listen. I
attention.
didn't listen last time. I didn't
We
listen
pay
last time, and
attention.
today I'm like, wow,
Who's talking?
amazing.
That's Patty.
That's me. That's
Oh,
Patty.
Patty. Okay. Oh, okay. Hi, Patty. I've never heard your voice before. Sorry.
Oh,
This is Tina.
Hi, Tina.
I'm like,
Yeah.
"Ooh."
No, I'm like, wow. I keep saying some of the stuff I just, I learn because I talk with Manny all the time, but some of this other stuff is like, wow, they already know that? I'm like, cool. That's pretty good.
Well, this is all the lessons that we've been going over. So he takes good
Right.
notes so he knows what to cover for the next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good.
I'm thinking he's
Very good.
It's seeping in. It's seeping in.
He's a good, yes, he's a good teacher.
He's a very good
Yeah.
teacher.
I think he's doing real
he's
good.
back.
Yes.
The lock has been found.
Where?
Are you back?
Manny?
You're not back yet.
He's not back. He
Not back
said
yet.
that he was back.
Hello?
There he is. There he is.
I'm so sorry, folks. This is not what I planned, and I apologize profusely. I'm gonna have to do double better next time.
That's
Oh.
technology. Kick the tires.
Zoom crashed on me completely, and I'm on a Mac, okay?
Yeah.
Crashed, and I had to
Wow.
relaunch it. So you guys aren't the only ones that have problems with these things. To get me an instructor, straighten me up. So let me see what the next item was.
We're doing find our phone.
Yes, find mine.
And
Yes.
that's when you disappeared.
Yeah. I guess it doesn't want me to talk about it. So, so Find My is an app that's on your phone or your computer or wherever, and it allows you to find your devices. So let's say you have a watch or you have something else that's an Apple product. You can go in and locate it, and you can even remotely lock it. You can even erase the device if you think it's fallen into other people's hands. And it's a really nice device, and a really nice app. And you can also, if you're going to help a friend out, they can use your phone to find their phone. It's really cool. I implore you to check that out. It's really good if you have a phone. Let's say if you lost it, and it's sitting in a restaurant halfway across town. This app will use GPS and locate your phone and tell you exactly the address it's at. And you can remotely turn the phone off, lock it, keep people from getting in there, or if it's in a real bad case where you think someone stole it, you can erase the phone and lock it to where no one else could ever use the phone. It'll just be a hunk of silicon that they can't get into. That's what's great about the Apple ecosystem. It's what you pay for when you get an iPhone. You get guaranteed security in that area. Now, this is assuming, though, that you're using a passcode on the front screen. But even then, they still have to know some information if they wanted to reset it for them to use. It's still a very difficult process, if not impossible. So your stuff's pretty safe. And Find My is a way to locate something if you have left it somewhere. I've used it before, and it works great. It works wonderfully. So I'm not sure if you want to go over that or not. It's just a feature I wanted to let you guys know about. It's not hard to
How do you
use. You
use
go in there.
Man,
What information
how
do
do
you
you
need
use
to do
that?
it?
You
Yeah,
need,
how do
so,
you
okay,
use
when you're
that
going to
if you don't have
find,
your phone?
if you're going to find,
Huh?
let's say you only have you have one device, an iPhone. So I'm going to pick on you, Nancy. So let's say you lost your iPhone in a restaurant, okay, and you have no other way to get to your iPhone. So you could go to a friend's iPhone and you could go to Find My, and there's a thing in there called Help a Friend, and you would have to type in your Apple ID and password, and then it would automatically geolocate your phone for you and give you options at that point to.
Oh, did he leave again?
Yeah.
So he said the
Ah.
Apple ID and the passcode.
Yep.
Your Apple
password.
ID password, and I didn't hear what the rest of it was.
No, he said Apple ID and passcode. I have a passcode.
What's
I
your
have a
passcode?
passcode. I have a passcode to open my phone.
Oh, okay, so it would be your Apple ID password and then your passcode.
I believe he's meant two of them.
Yeah,
We'll
so you
ask
have,
him.
what, is it a 4-number pin, Annie?
4-number what?
It's your,
My,
when you open your phone, you have like a 4-number pin?
no, it was 4, but it became 6.
Whoa. Yeah,
I
it's
now
your
have
pin. It's your pin. Whatever your pin you picked, that's what you put
Yeah.
in.
And I have to put in 6 now.
Oh, okay.
And you have to do that every time you pick up your phone, right?
No,
Yes.
I also have a fingerprint.
Every time you open your phone.
The fingerprint
Annie?
works almost all the time. My
Hello?
thumbprint. And I just put it on my thumb on the home button. And unless my thumb's wet or I've just put lotion on, it will open the phone. If it doesn't, then I have to put in the passcode.
Oh.
But it means that nobody else can open it without, of course, they don't have my thumbprint. And they don't have to
Right.
figure out the passcode.
It's a real
Okay.
good it's a real good idea to have that. I lost my phone and I did the Find Mine with my iPad, and they kept saying that they didn't find it. What happened is I had it in the corner of the table, and they pushed like the linen, the tablecloth or something over it when they were cleaning, so they couldn't see it, right? They couldn't see my iPhone, but we activated the alarm and it started beeping, and then they were able to find my phone. So,
Great.
we called them and they said, no, we can't, nobody reported, we can't find it. And then we activated that. And then all of a sudden they call me and they're like, oh yeah, and it's just beeping and it doesn't stop beeping until I put in my password. So that was a very good idea. I was like, yes. And I got my phone back.
Yeah, so
That's
what,
that
how
was
did
very
you
good.
make it beep?
It's the same thing. It's with the, once you go into the settings, when you go into Find My, it tells you different things. You could send a message, you could lock it, you could erase it, or you could make it ring.
Oh, okay, so you made it ring.
Yep. Yeah.
Thank you, Patty, for helping me out here. I'm having some.
Sure.
So
You owe me.
I owe you, yes. So Find My is like I said, it's a real easy app to use. You don't have to figure things out. It just says find it or help a friend, and they basically have to put in their credentials if it's a friend. If it's you don't have to do it, and then it will locate and do the things that Patty just said. So it's a.
So
it's a
what are
very,
the credentials again?
It's going to be your Apple ID, whatever that is, and then your Apple password.
Okay.
Password Password or passcode?
It's a password. It's whatever you
To open the
for
phone?
Apple. Not to open the phone. That's a passcode that just opens the phone. What I'm talking about is your Apple ID and your Apple ID's password. It's like your email and then something, whatever that is. But it's not the 6-digit
What's your-
PIN or the 4-digit.
Oh, wait a minute, what, the Apple ID is my email?
Your email.
Well, on your phone, you can find your Apple ID. Let me see. Let me just find out where it's at here.
8:20 p.m.
And the password, not the passcode.
Password, yes.
Setting. Setting. Cutting.
Hang on a sec.
Okay, this may be a really weird question, but if you're looking for your phone, you don't have it, how are you going to use that Find My Phone button?
Well, that's the feature I was talking about, the second piece of it. In the Find My app, and the app is called Find My. It's not Find My app, it's just called Find My. Inside the Find My app, there is a button that says Help a Friend. Okay. So what that's going to do, that's going to prompt for the friend's Apple ID and the friend's password, and then the phone will then locate the friend's iPhone. Now, if you're looking for one of your devices, like something you own, you don't need to put that Apple ID in because it's already got it. It's on the phone. But if you're helping a friend out, they have to validate who they are to do it.
But if you're actually lost your iPhone, you can't do all that. You have to have a friend to help you, or one of the other devices, perhaps.
Another device, yes.
You can use that.
Correct.
Okay.
And
You better have
Could
it
the A
in
lady
your,
do that?
what's that?
Could the A lady help find it?
I never tried that. I don't think so, because this Apple's got kind of this little walled garden, and Android stuff is kind of outside that. So I would be very surprised if you could do that, but I'm not saying you couldn't. I've just never heard of it.
Well, I know you can tell her to
She'll
call
call it. Yeah, she'll call it.
Yeah, but I don't know if she'll find it for you.
The
If it was
problem
in somebody
is,
else's.
the problem I think is that Apple requires a very high amount of security and validation for you or anybody to access your data. That's the whole thing I was talking about at the beginning. They're very, very persnickety about stuff like that. They will not let anybody just
That's good though.
Yeah, it's good in a way. It's not good in another way. So.
Yeah.
But I think it's good for us, because I have my Apple Watch, and I could find my phone or my Apple Watch, which, I could find my watch with my phone or my my phone with my wrist watch.
Very good.
Just because we lose everything, you know how we are.
Yep.
Well, I had more to talk about tonight, but I'm not happy with what's going on with my equipment, and it's already 8:20. I don't know what you think, Barbara. I was going to maybe go into Tap See before I go.
Let's do that.
You want to do that? Okay. All right. So
then you can teach them how to find stuff in the App Store.
Okay.
End with that.
So Tap See is a great little application. Actually, Patty is the one who introduced it to me a few years ago, and I had just stopped using it for some reason. I don't know why. And what it does is it's really good at recognizing objects in front of the camera, kind of like what Seeing AI does. So what I wanted to do was just demo it real quick with just a single object. So let me find something here.
So are you going to do it on your clothes? Because that's what was really helpful.
I was thinking, I have a solo cup here in my hand, and I was going to I do that first. I could do it on my shirt as well, just to show you guys. So let me do two things. How's that? So for those of you who can you see me holding a cup of some kind, like a solo
red cup.
Red solo cup. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Tap See, and I'm going to have it recognize it, and you guys can hear what it says. Okay, so let me just go in there. Please, computer, do not crash on me. Okay.
Is Tap See an app?
Yes.
Yes.
TAPTAPSEE, 3 words.
And it's free,
Oh,
isn't it?
okay.
It's a
Yes,
free
it
app,
is.
yeah.
He'll,
Yes.
he'll tell you how to get it. It's real easy.
Yes.
Yeah, I know
Hey,
how to
Siri.
get it. Okay.
Open tap C.
Tap C.
So
Toolbar.
all I gotta do,
Tap the right side of the screen to take.
hang on.
Enjoying Tap C. Not now. Button.
So I got it running. I got
Repeat. Button.
this thing keeps talking. I
Save
got
last picture again.
this here, and I'm gonna put tap C in front of it and see what it tells me. See if it can tell me what it is. I'm gonna try my best to aim this thing. It might be off. So I can do this.
Camera button. Button. Camera picture 1 in progress.
So let's see.
Picture 1 is black flat screen computer monitor.
All right, so I missed the cup. I got the monitor. So I'm sorry about that, but I did this earlier as a test, and it said person holding a yellow cup, a red cup. So it actually did that.
Try again.
So, want to try again? Okay. I'm horrible at
So
this.
you have to point the camera at it.
You have to
Right.
kind of be
Yeah.
kind of like seeing AI, the same thing. Let me see if I can get
Okay.
this to work. I'm gonna do it away from the light. Maybe that'll be easier. I don't know. I'm gonna try it.
Camera button. Button. Camera button. Picture 2 in progress. Picture 2 is person holding red plastic cup.
There it is.
There it is.
Picture
There it
Cool.
is.
Red.
Yeah.
Say
So
it
it
again.
was-
What did
it
it say?
was-
Something holding red solo cup.
Yeah, it said person holding red plastic cup. It said plastic too. It knew it was
Yeah,
a
but
solo
it said
cup.
red. It said red.
It said red.
How
and it did red.
accurate is it? How accurate is its color identification?
Pretty good. Like
Yeah.
Barbara was saying.
He's
we
gonna
were
do his shirt because when we did all my clothing, it got every single one right.
So I'm gonna
No,
try. I got a black
that would be
shirt on.
wonderful.
I got a black shirt on, so it should be fairly easy. But you never know. We'll see. So let me see if I can aim this. So I have a hard time aiming because I can't really see really well. So let me just do this. Now it might be lighter than black because there's light hitting my shirt, so it might say gray or something. But you'll get the idea.
Camera button. Button. Camera button. Picture 3 in progress.
Give it a second here.
I have to get that out. I like
Well,
that.
he'll show you how to do it in just a minute.
Well, it's just an
It-
app
it's
on the App Store.
fantastic.
Style on
It
white
works
tab.
very good
I got it.
looking in the refrigerator. When you're looking for
it's an
something in the refrigerator.
So it said
It's an
picture
app on the
three.
App Store.
Oh, I never thought about using it in the refrigerator,
Uh-huh.
Patty. I never even thought
Yeah,
about
that's what
that.
we used to send the students to find things in the pantry or in the the refrigerator, and it's real good.
That's a good one.
So this is another tool in your arsenal, and you don't have to look for a camera button. All you got to do is like tap the middle of the screen somewhere. It's a big old clear button on the screen. You just double tap it, and you can't miss it. It's actually where the image is being shown. You just tap that area, and it takes the picture and does the identification. So my experience thus far has been very good with it. It would be a nice complement to Seeing AI. And this whole LiDAR stuff I was talking about earlier, I think with these kind of apps, really going to help us out, so.
And it's free.
It's-
Yeah, well, so show them how you would do it. Did you disappear again? I went again. Okay, so all you have to do is you say Siri, find tap C in the App Store. That's all you do, and it comes right up. And then you tap on Get It, and then you tap on Install It, and you're ready to go. I could not believe how easy it was.
That was good, Barbara. Yes. Manny's listening too.
Oh, Oh, well, I
I
thought
know
it
your
disappeared
equipment left.
again.
Your equipment just left again.
Yeah.
No.
Boy, that's. But anyway, you can find any. She can find any app in the App Store for you. You don't even have to put it under search.
Barbara, what's the name of that app?
It's
Tap
called
C.
Tap C. So 2 tap and
do
a
what?
C. Oh, boy.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
But
Yeah.
anyway, I was very impressed. On my thing, it said, you have a coffee cup on a brown wooden desk. And I was like, wow.
That's very good.
And it
Is
also,
that app that seeing AI?
it's a different one,
No.
Bobby. It's different from seeing AI.
What's a different one?
Yeah, it's a different one.
Okay.
It does similar stuff, but it's just a different one. Yes.
Okay. Well,
Again,
we'll go
folks,
get them
I
on both our
apologize.
phones.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. I think you're going to see a great deal of help with that app. You know, it's going to be nice to use, easy to use. So that's what I got tonight.
Okay, thank you.
I apologize for the stepping out a couple times, so I'll try to get that worked on.
That's okay. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
I learned some things, so that's what it takes. A little bit here, a little bit there.
So I
Okay,
guess
Lupita, what do you think? Oh, no,
I
Lupita.
think it was awesome as always.
Yeah, there she is.
Thank you, Lupita.
Nancy, what do you think?
Got on mute. I had on mute. Yeah, awesome as always too.
Yep, he's very good. Thank you. I've got my Tap C already downloaded.
Oh, man.
Good job.
Yep.
Yes, thank you. I learned a little bit more.
You're welcome.
Yeah, every little bit helps.
Every little bit helps.
Yes, yes.
That's the best
So,
learning.
John, are you there to turn off the recording?
All right. Good night, people. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Yeah, I'll turn it off in a second. As a matter of fact, it goes off when everyone leaves anyway.
Thank you, John. I guess I'm going to sign out for real, so I'll see you guys later. Thanks again.